When I first moved to the United States, it was at the tail end of the Vietnam War. I was raised by my mom alone, and my sister and I. So the three of us moved to Alaska together with 2 suitcases between us. I found my passion for law when I was fairly young, helping my mom study for the citizenship test. We spent a lot of time learning about the basic fundamental principles on which this country was founded. And I managed to get a scholarship to go to Texas A&M. Then I followed scholarships again to Arizona State to go to law school. Did well enough to get invited to work at Weil. I'm currently the Chief Judge of the United States Bankruptcy Court for the Eastern District of Texas. In terms of my priorities as a Chief Judge, I've always been very concerned about being a court that is user-friendly. I want all of the people who use our court to be able to have access to it and for the process to be as fair as possible. I found Weil to be particularly interesting because the head of the bankruptcy practice at that time was a woman. And I started at Weil with some really dynamic young women lawyers. They made the practice fun, but we learned from each other how to manage and balance work at a very high level at the same time, our families and our personal lives. And we all struck it in different ways at different points in time, but we learned from each other. And so it was an exciting time. The current climate for women is very interesting to me. Why are women in law school at the rates that they are, somewhere around half or better, and yet you don't see that same number of women in leadership positions. We have to remember, for those of us who've gotten a little bit ahead, we have to remember to help the generation behind so that they can take leadership roles and beyond. You know, it's sort of like what we hope for our children. We hope that our children have a better life than we did. I hope the generation of women who come up behind us have a better time and are more successful than we were.